It's the middle of the night, everyone's asleep, and as you stare at the ceiling, there's one sound that won't let you rest. Drip, drip, drip. The faucet is leaking again. You get up, you twist it as hard as you can, you practically strain your wrist trying to shut it off completely. 5 minutes later, the same sound comes back. Drip, drip, drip. The faucet is closed, the handle is all the way off, and yet water is still finding a way through. So today we're going inside the faucet, down to a tiny piece of rubber and metal small enough to fit in your palm, the piece that's been quietly torturing homeowners for decades. Let's get into it. At its simplest, a faucet is just a gate holding back water that's already under pressure, waiting on the other side. When you turn the handle, that gate opens and water flows out. When you turn it back, the gate should close completely and the water should stop. That word should is doing a lot of work here, because in theory, that's exactly what happens. But in millions of homes every single night, the same little sound proves otherwise. That gate has a name. It's called a valve, and depending on the type of faucet you have, it can be built 4 completely different ways. But almost all of them share the same weak point. And to find it, we need to start with the oldest and most common design. In classic faucets, the ones with the round handle you twist back and forth, the whole mechanism depends on one small rubber piece called a washer. When you turn the handle, a screw mechanism lowers down inside the faucet. At the very tip of that screw sits the rubber washer, and as it descends, it presses firmly against a metal ring called the valve seat. Sealing off the hole, the water passes through. Picture cupping your palm over the mouth of a glass. The flatter and smoother your palm sits against the rim, the less water leaks out. That rubber washer works exactly the same way, pressing flat against the metal seat to cut the water off entirely. But here's the catch. That rubber gets pressed against a hard metal surface dozens of times a day, every single day for years. Over time, it hardens, cracks along the edges, and loses its original shape. It no longer seals flush against the metal the way it used to. And through that microscopic gap, drop by drop, water starts finding its way out. That's the actual origin of the sound you hear at night. Pressurized water squeezing itself through a gap you couldn't even see with your eyes. You might wonder why manufacturers still rely on something as fragile as rubber in the first place. The truth is, most modern faucets don't. Engineers moved on to different designs specifically to solve this problem. But interestingly, every one of those newer designs brought its own version of the same failure with it. Most quality faucets sold today don't use a rubber washer at all. Instead, they rely on 2 ceramic discs sliding against each other inside the faucet body. These discs are machined with such precision that their surfaces are almost mirror smooth. When you turn the handle, one disc slides across the other. When the holes in both discs line up, water passes through. When you shut it off, the discs slide until the holes no longer match, sealing the flow completely. This system is far more durable than rubber because ceramic barely wears down over time. But it has one enemy: mineral buildup. In areas with hard water, meaning water with a high mineral content, a thin layer of limescale slowly forms between those perfectly smooth ceramic surfaces. That thin layer is enough to stop the discs from sitting flush against each other. And the result is exactly the same sound: drip, drip, drip. There are 2 other common designs worth knowing about: cartridge faucets and ball valve faucets, both usually found in single handle faucets that mix hot and cold water with one motion. Inside a cartridge faucet sits a small replaceable cylinder, and inside that cylinder are tiny rubber rings called O-rings that keep water from flowing where it shouldn't. Same story though. Rubber hardens over time, loses its flexibility, and water starts sneaking around the edges of that ring. Ball valve faucets work a little differently. Inside sits a small metal ball with holes drilled through it at specific angles. As the ball rotates, it lines up different channels to control water flow and temperature. Rubber seats and small springs hold that ball firmly in position. If those springs weaken or the seats wear down, the ball can no longer seal the opening completely and the leak begins. 4 completely different engineering designs, 4 different approaches to solving the exact same problem, and yet all 4 eventually meet the same fate. One small component wears down just enough, and water finds a way through a gap thinner than a human hair. The reason water is so relentless comes down to basic physics. The pipes in your home carry water under constant pressure, typically somewhere between 3 and 6 bar. That's a real measurable force pressing against that washer, that disc, or that O-ring around the clock, even while you sleep. Water molecules are small enough to squeeze through openings you can't see with the naked eye. So the moment you think it's just a little wear, it's fine. You've already given water an opening. Here's where it gets genuinely surprising. Say your faucet drips at a rate of just 1 drop per second. That sounds harmless enough to ignore, but do the math. A single drop holds roughly 20 microliters of water. 1 drop per second adds up to 60 drops a minute, over 3,000 drops an hour. Stretch that across a full day, a month, a year, and that harmless drip can waste somewhere between 15 and 20,000 liters of water annually. That's enough water to cover one person's usage for months, quietly disappearing right in front of you. You've probably already tried the obvious fix, cranking the handle shut as hard as you physically can. For a day or 2, it might actually work. Then the drip comes back, sometimes worse than before. The reason is simple. Over-tightening just crushes a washer that's already lost its elasticity. It can't hold its original shape no matter how hard you press it faucet down, and forcing it harder often scratches or damages the valve seat underneath, which only makes the leak worse the next time around. The good news is that the part responsible for all of this is usually tiny and cheap. In classic faucets, it's often a rubber washer worth pocket change. In cartridge systems, it's a replaceable cartridge, a bit pricier, but still nowhere close to the cost of replacing the entire faucet. All it really takes is shutting off the water supply valve underneath the sink, disassembling the faucet, spotting the worn piece, and swapping it out with an identical replacement, usually a 15 to 20 minute fix. So the next time you hear that drip in the middle of the night, it's not some random malfunction. It's a quiet standoff between a surface worn down by a fraction of a millimeter and water that never stops pushing against it. And the next time you hear that sound, you probably won't just hear an annoying noise anymore. You'll picture the tiny piece of engineering fighting a losing battle behind the handle. Everything around you has a story like this hidden inside it. The next time you look at something ordinary, look twice.